You ever feel like you're just stuck? Stuck in a really tough season and you can't help but wonder, why me? Why is this happening? Well, today we're going to dive right into that. We're going to explore this idea from a faith perspective that maybe, just maybe, all that hardship is actually the path to your biggest breakthrough.
So let's get right into it. We're going to start with the big one, right? The universal question that pretty much every single person on the planet asks themselves at some point.
And it really does echo through our lives, doesn't it? I mean, it doesn't matter if it's a small annoying frustration or a life-altering crisis, we've all been there. We've all found ourselves in that spot, just asking, why? Why does it have to be so hard?
Well, here's the answer, at least from this particular biblical perspective. The core idea is this: those hard times, they're not just random chaos, they're not meaningless. Believe it or not, they actually have a purpose.
And once you start thinking that way, it changes everything, doesn't it? It completely reframes the whole experience. I mean, if suffering has a purpose, then the pain starts to look a whole lot different. So this brings us to this key idea, this concept of purposeful suffering. It's this belief that challenges, they're not there to break you. They're actually allowed to happen for a reason, to create something good in you, something positive on a spiritual level. There's a specific result in mind.
Okay, so if it's purposeful, then what is the purpose? That's the logical next question, right? Well, the source material we're digging into today lays out 4 main reasons. Let's break them down.
And here they are. You can almost think of them as steps in a process, a kind of spiritual workout. First up, it's about building your faith. The struggle tests you to make you stronger. Number 2, it's meant to draw you closer to God, usually by showing you where your own strength runs out. Third, and this is a big one, it prepares you for blessings down the road. Kind of like how a super tough project at work gets you ready for that big promotion. And finally, the ultimate goal is to shape you, to mold your character to be more like Christ, who, let's not forget, also went through immense suffering.
Let's zoom in on that first one, building faith. This verse from James really hits the nail on the head. It says that hardship is a test, and the whole point of the test isn't just to see if you can take it, it's to produce something in you. In this case, it's perseverance. That grit, that ability to just keep going no matter what.
Okay, and that second reason, drawing you closer to God. How exactly does that work? Well, it's pretty simple actually. Tough times have a way of showing us our limits, don't they? They show us exactly where our own strength just isn't enough. And in that moment, when you're feeling weak, that's the point. That's when you're encouraged to stop trying to do it all yourself and instead learn to rely on God's strength.
All right, so we've talked about the why, the purpose behind the pain. But that brings up probably the most pressing question of all, right? The one we all really want to know? When does it end? This brings us to the path to breakthrough.
Exactly. I mean, that's the bottom line, isn't it? When you're right in the middle of the storm, this is what you're screaming inside. You've been hanging on, you've been enduring, maybe you've even learned a few things. So come on, when does the breakthrough come? When is the victory? And this is where we see this real tension. On our side, what do we want? We want it now. We think, okay, I've suffered enough, I'm done, give me my breakthrough. But from the spiritual viewpoint, it's just not about our timeline. It's about God's timing, and that timing is all about preparation. And this is such a huge shift in thinking, because what feels like a delay to us isn't a delay at all. It's preparation. It's an active training period. So that waiting you're doing, it's not passive. It's not wasted time. You're actually being made ready for what's coming. And all of this preparation, all this waiting, it's all leading somewhere. It's leading to a promise, and it's an incredibly powerful one, that this season of struggle, it will not last forever. And this verse from Psalm 30, it's really the anchor for that entire hope. I love how it frames suffering as the night. It's dark, yeah, and it feels long, but it's temporary. It has an end. Because the promise is absolute. Joy comes in the morning. The dawn is going to break.
And this final contrast, this is really the key takeaway of the whole thing. Think about it. Your suffering is just a season. It's something you pass through. But the victory, the breakthrough that you are being prepared for this whole time, that's permanent. That's a lasting change.
So, I want to leave you with this one final thought to chew on. Think about your own life right now. Whatever challenges you're facing, what if you started to see them differently? How might these very struggles be the thing that's preparing you for your morning? What is this season building in you right now for the victory that's just around the corner?